Hello everybody and welcome back to RogueTech, where things are starting to go pretty well for us. We do need to tick forward, looks like 3 days here, so we'll go ahead and do that. That should also get us back at least the vast majority of our mech warriors. Is that actually 2 days? I don't actually know. I'd have to go back and check how many days were left. I think that was 3. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 3. So we'll go ahead and tick forward 1 more day here to get back the rest of our mech warriors. Now, we could tick forward 2 more days for engine repairs, but I don't feel like we actually need the additional weight to drop right now because we don't have a mech to drop in that slot. So what we'll do is we'll just hop into the barracks, make sure that we get any training done necessary. We'll grab some piloting for a mech warrior. Perfect. And piloting for Blaze, I guess.
I'm ready.
And anything else in here? Kodiak is actually still out, but that's fine. We don't exactly care. Guts for Woody, sure. And with that, I do believe we are ready to deploy. Now, we could ready a Marauder. And stop spinning on the imp. We could ready a Marauder. That is something we could do. But do I really want a Marauder for the Cavalry Lance? I mean, it would be better than a Centurion. There's no doubt about that. And I'm also thinking about unreadying the Panther. For right now, we don't need a Light Lance. We will need one later. But I think for now, we'll save the tiny amount of money per month that'll save us. And I think we will actually ready up a Marauder. And we'll see how it goes. Maybe we want to replace it, and we're not going to have it ready for this deployment, obviously. The real question is, do we want this variant of Marauder? The 5M is here. What other Marauder variants are there that we have available specifically? Let's see here. Any others? There's the 3R. I feel like that is objectively worse than the 5R. Or than the 5M, rather. The 3R gives us a ballistic and 4 energy slots, whereas the 5M gives us an additional missile slot. It drops the support slot, but honestly, support slots aren't used for much in RogueTech. It's like AMS, and that's it. Now, a Marauder is not going to have hand actuators, obviously. But let's go ahead and ready this guy. We'll use a 3R part, and that's okay. We can definitely afford this. So let's just get this online, and if we want to replace it later, we can. I'm just tired of not having something to go in this slot. Now, we are going to need our engine repairs to deploy it, but we also know that by the time this is repaired, we'll have our engine repairs. So that's completely fine. We'll go ahead and refit this, and what do we want to stick on this guy? Well, this is part of our Cavalry Lance we need to consider. The AC-10 LBX is not terrible. That might be something that we put back on, but I usually like to completely strip the mech down, and then we'll see. A couple of medium pulse lasers, heavy jump jet, we don't need that. A double heatsink kit, we might use a clan double heatsink kit for this mech. There is that engine heatsink plus 2 that I think we'll leave on. And this was by default an Engine Core 300. We may upgrade that, or we may downgrade that. Actually, we may leave it as is. We do have an Engine Core 400 here available. Do we have that engine heatsink? Where was that? Engine heatsink plus 5. Did we use that? I think we did. Okay, so I think for now we're going to leave the Engine Core 300 and we're going to see how this feels. We'll go ahead and max out that armor immediately, and I do like the concept of the LBX AC-10 in this. So we'll give it the LBX AC-10, and then we will need ammo for this. I believe we have LBX AC-10 ammo. Oh yeah, we've got some cluster ammo here. We don't have any slug ammo, but I feel like that's okay. We only have the 1 ton of cluster ammo. Huh. In that case, maybe we use an ultra autocannon instead? Like an ultra AC-5 instead of the LBX AC-10? How many shots is the LBX AC-10 per ton? That is 10 shots. Actually, 10 turns of ammo isn't bad. So we'll go ahead and run the LBX AC-10. That'll be okay. And then in the arms, Marauders usually come stock with what? I believe PPCs and large lasers? We could run Clan ER large lasers if we want to, you know, cook our pilot. Oh boy. And then a couple of... I was going to say Clan ER PPCs. Honestly, though, I'm kind of feeling this guy's meant to be in a little closer. Maybe we should run... Instead of Clan ER PPCs, maybe we should run pulse lasers. Or perhaps... Ooh, the MRM-40. Ooh, the MRM-40. How much tonnage is that thing? That is 12 tons. Okay. So we're obviously going to be pretty overweight right now. We dropped the ER larges. We're still overweight. We drop the LBX AC-10 and replace this with perhaps something else. We'll get to that. Maybe an LBX AC-5. That is a lot less tonnage. I like having this be an MRM boat, though. I like this idea a lot. The movement on this is pretty comparable to our Cavalry Lance. So maybe we run something along the lines of... quad medium pulse lasers. In addition to this, the entire point is to just armor strip. Now we don't have another medium pulse laser. That's a little unfortunate. Maybe we run dual medium pulse lasers and then dual medium lasers. Something like this. Now, of course, we're going to need a ton of ammo for the MRM. As in, not 1 ton. We're going to need a lot of ammo for it. This is a double ammo here. This is 480 shots. So, let's see here. I'm tabbing out to a calculator. So, 480 means 240 per ton divided by 40 MRMs. That is 6 turns of ammo per ton. So, this would be right here. That would be 12 turns of ammo with the MRMs. I feel like that's enough. That gives us 2 tons to work with for our heat sinks. Now, we do have access to ferrofibrous armor. We can run Clan Ferro for less slot reservation. We can also run Clan Endosteel Structure. 30% structural tech points. That is 7 fixed slots compared to 14 fixed slots. Yeah, we could run Clan Endosteel Structure here. That frees up a lot of weight for us. And then, of course, we are going to run... Looks like it's got to be a double heatsink kit. Which apparently needs repairs. No, not to the right leg. To the center. There we go. Repair that. Okay. Excellent. And how many double heatsinks do we actually have? We have 3. Actually... Oh, that's the double heatsink kit. How many regular double heatsinks do we have? We actually have 7. That's not too bad. So we can do something like this. And we have 5 tons remaining. Now, I'm actually going to move 2 of the heatsinks into the... I don't want to move them into the arms. I'm going to move 1 into this torso. We'd be more flexible if we had clan double heatsinks in this. We don't have a kit for it, though. But we can run a pair of double heatsinks here. Yeah, that'll be okay. Now, as far as this ballistic weapon goes, we should probably move the MRM ammo over here so that it's on the same side. Reason being, if we're going to have ballistic ammo over here and we lose half, I don't want to lose the ammo for the MRM and the weapon over here. We could run something like an AC-2. That's a little heavy, actually. HVAC AC-2? That's also heavy. A light rotary rifle. No, we're not going to run that. I would love to manage to cram on an LBX AC-10 on this. Like, this would be hilarious. And then we would need to run the single ton of LBX AC-10 ammo. Like this. This would be hilarious if we were able to run this. Obviously, we can't. but that's okay. We could drop the MRM-40 down to a different weight category. Other options include potentially going to an XL engine. Yeah, not enough free slots. We would need to free up a double heatsink over here, as well as one over here, I believe. So we would then do an XL engine, and that gives us 2 tons to work with. But we only have 1 slot here. So maybe we drop the clan endosteel structure or the clan ferrofibrous. The clan ferrofibrous actually works to drop. Now, of course, if we lose a torso, we lose the mech. So that's something we'll have to consider. But Marauders are pretty well armored. We could maybe... I was just thinking we could maybe go for clan armor. For some case there. This is very expensive. What actually is the most expensive thing here? I'm not actually sure what's so expensive here. Hang on, let's... Yeah, I'm aware. I wanted to check. Fine. We'll drop this heatsink kit, and we'll put this one back in. Okay. Oh, it's the XL engine, isn't it? Yeah, it's the XL engine, absolutely. That is very expensive. There's no doubt about that, but it's kind of worth it, I feel like. I feel like it's kind of worth it. So, of course, we need to put the... case armor back on, as well as the endosteel structure here. We might be able to get away with inner sphere endosteel structure here. Yeah, that's actually okay. We have 1 slot available that we can't really use, and we're about a ton short. So what do we want to do with that extra ton? We could think about upgrading our lasers, potentially. Like, putting in a second medium pulse laser. Yeah, we'd have to ditch this one. A second medium pulse laser. And then just dropping a little bit of armor. But where? I guess in the legs? It's not super ideal. But I think this works. And we can even afford it. Let's validate that. Let's do it. This is going to be a hilarious Marauder, by the way. Assuming it doesn't die. Like, it's going to be a little bit on the fragile side. It'll be well armored, but if they get through the armor, we'll have a lot of concerns. I should hit the confirm button. That would help. I was waiting for it to load. Okay.
I'll let you know when that's done.
So obviously, that cost us pretty much all the money we just built up. So let's go ahead and hop into the command center, and let's make it back. I'm potentially liking the look of this battle here. Now this is a raid battle, apparently. Will be the shield that blocks the head of the spear. Okay. There may be supports here. This is slightly better pay here, and exactly the same salvage. Alternatively, actually, it kind of looks like this is maybe this one. Slightly better pay again. Okay, let's do it. Drop this down, drop our payment up. We do need to make money here. Okay, so we'll deploy everything that we've got here, except for the Marauder, of course. Just double check all of this. This should be good. This is probably going to be a rough mission, though. Yes, we're aware that we've got some underweight on our mechs. Not much we can do about it, sadly. Okay, so let's get this loaded, shall we? This is going to be very, very interesting. I don't love the sound of rack in the morning. Rotary autocannons, they jam too much for my tastes. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about that Marauder. I feel like it's like the point of the Marauder is as the rest of the cavalry lance is closing into their effective range, the point of the Marauder is that it can do a huge amount of armor shred in that frontal arc as we close in, to the point where our cavalry lance can probably take out one of an enemy lance before they even really get into their effective range, followed by the fire lance, probably, or I guess I've been calling them the Juggernaut Lance, probably also taking one down before they get in range, and the Vehicle Lance probably taking one down before the engagement really starts too. So I'm liking that. However, we need to eliminate a local family's mechs, and I'm actually going to read this one because we haven't done this before. A family associated with the local pirate organization has been threatening military action against their Valkyrian neighbors on Ashcombe. Neither of us has any legal claim in this system, but as our allied nobles have requested help and protection, we're willing to intervene. We need a deniable force to step in and destroy the pirate threat. Commander, as soon as you make contact, expect any nearby forces to close on your position. Indeed. We usually expect that. Okay, so we've got a dam over here. That's interesting. We can maybe utilize that to our advantage. This is deep water over here. Our deployment site is apparently here. But I want to deploy... Just wondering where the map edge here is. Okay. So that tells us that the enemy is in this region. This is going to be a difficult region for us to deploy into. We've deployed here previously, and that was clearly a mistake. I'm not going to deploy there this time. I'm going to deploy more like over here, where we have a good retreat area. So, no. I'm not going to drop these on the same location. We're going to go ahead and... Nope. We're going to go ahead and deploy all of our units right on over here. And there's only so many spots over here that we can deploy. That's okay. I don't mind having some of our units being out here. Okay. So we'll deploy, and let's see what we've got.
Hot, but it's a dry heat.
Okay, so we know that the enemy is up here. We're going to move up the road, and we're going to engage them possibly down this embankment, or possibly contact will likely be made as we approach here, so we may make our way down this way as well. For now, we are not going to move the imp. For now, we're going to make our way over this way. We're out of combat, so that's okay. We can start the acceleration curve on the nidhogg, and then also on the maxim. We're going to come up this way as quick as we can. Our vehicles are definitely going to go up the road. We did get contact there, but we don't actually see anything. That's fine. As I said, our vehicles will go up the road. The J-Edgar is apparently not able to move. I would not have guessed that this is a place that the J-Edgar can't get out of. It looks clear to me. Regardless, the J-Edgar is not super important to our plans. So we're going to move up this way with the harasser then. And the imp is not going to be the one to move just yet. We're going to take the Centurion up to this cover up here. This will be great.
Roger.
And we're going to move up this way with the Jaeger as much as we can.
On my way.
The imp will not move yet.
Yes, Commander.
The guillotine will come up here as far as we can. And the other guillotine will also flank up over here.
How can I help?
Victor will join up. There we go. The sorcerer will position up over here. The archer up here. And the imp up here. And right now is when we hope that they don't have any thumpers. Apparently the J-Edgar is stuck, but that's okay.
Heads up, Commander.
Okay.
Got hostile contacts inbound.
So this is not tremendously shocking. We've found their reinforcements. So we know that they've got a Frankie, they've got a Victor, they've got a Legend Killer Rifleman, a Marauder 2, a Banshee, a Grace, a Stalker, and a Tiger 2 MBT.
Yeah?
Okay. Our guillotine will park up here in this cover. And we have LOS on their Grace. We're going to pot shot it, but I doubt we'll get anything out of this.
Copy that.
Nope. That's completely fine.
Negative damage.
As expected. The rifleman backs off, fires on the harasser. Doesn't get anything. That's a lot of lasers. That is a whole lot of lasers on that rifleman. Okay.
Commander?
Our other guillotine will step up over this way. Now this is out of cover, and I'm aware of this. We could fire on this guy, 20% odds. The Grace we have 23% odds on. The Tiger 2, 25. And the Stalker, 4%. So we're going to fire, of course, on the main battle tank here. And maybe we stray shot one of these guys if we miss.
Aye.
Looks like that's a negative. Okay. So I think the Juggernaut Lance is going to make its way down this way. I haven't decided what the Cavalry Lance is going to do yet. The vehicles are obviously going to head up here. They are short their J. Edgar, which is unfortunate, but it'll have to do.
I'm your spaniel.
Okay, the Archer is going to move forward inexorably here, as Juggernauts are wont to do. And I suspect that we're going to fire on the Grace. 20%. Do we have better on anything? 0.9 on that Marauder 2. Yeah, fair enough. 13.8 on the Banshee. 18.3. Yeah, not particularly great. So we'll just do what we can to this Grace. That is, of course, a Corsair. So we do expect large amounts of AMS, but that was deliberate.
Standing by.
The Sorcerer is now going to move up.
Moving to position.
And now, I think that we drop, looking at their clustering pattern, I think that we drop artillery on either the Tiger 2 or the Stalker, depending on what their hit odds are like. They're out of range for direct fire. 29.8 versus 29.8. Okay, we'll go for the Stalker here.
Firing.
That was good damage to the Stalker. I like it.
Standing by.
Okay, our Jaeger is going to actually sprint forward. I want him to have unobstructed LOS.
On the move. Full speed.
That won't help his hit odds, but that's fine. And yeah, our hit odds aren't necessarily showing. 13.8, I think we're probably going to fire on the Stalker. 5.8. Never mind on the Stalker. 11.7 on the Marauder. 28.7 on that Banshee. That's not too shabby. 13.8 on the Rifleman. The Corsair, 16.0. Okay. I think that pretty much tells us that we are attacking the Banshee.
Attacking from position.
That is 2 misses. I'm not super shocked by this. Okay. The Corsair moves up. It does actually have artillery, but it fired on the Harasser. It shouldn't have. It should have dropped that artillery right here. But okay, we'll take it. The Jaeger is, of course, stuck. So we can't do anything there. I'm really surprised that it's stuck there. I wouldn't have thought it was. Gauss Rifle missing the Harasser. Sure. It'll run out of ammo eventually. Not for a while.
Good to go.
Our Nidhogg is going to come forward as much as it can here. And we do see a rear arc on the Rifleman. And that's actually tied for best hit odds, I think. So we'll go ahead and pot shot this guy with the snub nose. I don't expect anything out of that.
Armor.
Yeah. As expected.
Negative damage. Repeat. Negative damage.
Okay, next up is our Victor. I think I am going to take our Cavalry Lance up the road. Just because they can move a little faster up that way. So we're going to park the Dragon Slayer here, and I'd love to fire off at that Stalker. I suspect our hit odds are garbage on it. Yeah, so we'll go for the Tiger, given these options.
Damn you for making me do this.
And we missed. I'm not surprised at these ranges.
Lucky bastard. He got
Okay.
away clean.
Next up, the Centurion is mostly going to stay put. I'll move it. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it exactly where it's at. And we're going to go for the Stalker here with the indirect fire. Boom. Additional damage to the Stalker. Not ideal, but it'll have to do. The Tiger positions itself up there and fires on the Maxim. Did it backstab its friend here? It was very close there. No. No, it did not. Okay. It was just a close shave. So we're going to take the Maxim all the way up here. And we're going to park behind their Banshee.
You want fair?
Now, the Maxim is definitely going to be in danger here. If it dies, that's okay. We don't necessarily care. We get a backstab off. We're not, I think, going to kill this Banshee, but we'll make him regret his life choices a bit. We did actually destroy a heat sink, and we crit an AC5. We broke through the armor. Or was that through armor crits? That may have been through armor. Oh. They did a lot to the Corsair there, actually. They did hit the Maxim a little bit, and that was not through armor. Okay, good to know.
Waiting for orders.
The Harasser is also going to make its way up here. I'm just checking heat levels. The Stalker might be a good target for this, but actually I'm going to come up over here and we will park right here. We, once again, may lose the Harasser, but that's fine. We are going to hit this Banshee, rear arc as hard as we can, and heat him up. Maybe do some internal damage.
Aye.
That was actually really good. We hit all 4 of those, started the ground on fire, and we hit 2 of them into his internal structure. Marauder attacking the Nidhogg. Is that our variant of Marauder? Actually, no, because it's a Marauder too.
Under heavy fire.
But it's definitely reminiscent of our variant of the Marauder. However, looks like those were rockets, and it used all of them. And didn't even get the kill.
Waiting
Sure.
on you, Commander.
So the Imp is going to come forward as much as it can, which isn't very much. Yeah, I'm just going to sprint it forward here. I'm not going to look for a clear LOS because there isn't one. Next up, the Frankie steps forward. Fires on the Maxim. Does some damage. Gets a through armor critical on the SRM4. Okay. If they want to waste time on our vehicles, that's fine. Our vehicles are completely expendable. We're going to step forward with our archer. And I would love for our archer to go for this Stalker, but in reality, I think 28.7, 40.8 on that Marauder 2. I think we have to go for the Marauder 2. It's not as threatening now that it blew its load on those rockets, right? But even so, we'll get some armor shred.
Firing.
And we'll trigger this guy's AMS. Okay. It did a pretty good job on the AMS, if I'm
Receiving you.
not gonna lie. The Jaeger will chill.
Effective stance.
The Banshee actually just decided to not do anything useful at all. It just sunk some heat. Sure. The Jaeger will step forward. And I think that we continue to target that Marauder with our Juggernaut Lance. Do it.
Roger that.
That was 1 hit there. Okay, 82 damage, not too bad. Next up, their Rifleman. That was a lot of hits on the Maxim. Wow. He actually took out the Maxim there. 7 evasive pips at that range with an obstructed LOS. Like, he was here. Okay, so that's not that extreme of a range, but it's still a pretty good range to get that many hits. Okay, well, it's fine. We don't actually care about the Maxim. The Maxim is expendable. We will move up with our Guillotine. And do we go for the Marauder? Do we go for the rear arc on the Rifleman? Do we go for the Stalker? I think the answer here is clearly the Marauder. And let's begin working on him. Or continue, rather. That's only 10 damage. Not great rolls there.
Commander.
Okay. This Guillotine will step up into this cover position.
Copy that, Commander.
And we're probably going to continue working on that Marauder. Actually, 60.5% rear arc here on the PPC. We're going to take this.
Take this.
Okay, that's some internal damage on that rifleman. Their Victor moves up, fires on our harasser, does nothing. That's fine. Once again, our vehicles are completely expendable right now. As far as our artillery goes, I would like to actually keep hitting this rifleman. It's not necessarily the most ideal, but this is rear arc, and I have a hard time turning that down. Actually, for the artillery, I'm not. For the artillery, I think we're most efficient to go either here or here, and we have better hit odds on this stalker. So let's go for the stalker again.
I'm taking the shot.
That was actually perfect. Okay, the Corsair moves over, probably kills the harasser here. Okay, sure. The harasser lives.
Armor breach.
For now.
Internal damage.
Not forever, but for now.
Ready for orders.
The nidhogg is going to make its way on up over this way. We're going to move up as far as we can, and we'll position here. Now, in terms of hit odds here, 40%. We don't have LOS on this banshee. 20% on this Corsair. We will go for the marauder here.
Firing.
Light him up. Decent side arc damage there. Not ideal, but it'll have to do. The sorcerer will move forward.
Confirmed.
I have a very hard time passing this up. But once again, we're going to go for the stalker. Let's see what we get here. That was some good hits. Very nice on the armor shred there.
I've got your back.
The Dragon Slayer will continue moving up over to here. This does give us rear arc on this rifleman. Now, this is a snub-nose PPC, and we are not particularly effective at this range, but this is actually our best hit odds. So we'll pot shot it. I'm not expecting too much.
Watched your positioning better.
And yeah, we didn't get anything out of that. I'm not shocked. We're mostly trying to advance with our cavalry lance right now. Our vehicles have pretty much done their job. There's only so much more that they can do. We're going to move behind the tiger here. And we're going to light this guy up with heavy flamers in the rear arc. Maybe we actually kill it, but the harasser probably dies after this turn. And that's okay.
Targeted for an alpha strike.
That was a lot of damage to its rear arc there. Stalker moves up. Fires at the nidhogg, gets very little done. I like it. It also overheated there. I like that too. The imp is going to step forward here. This is unobstructed LOS of the rear arc of the rifleman. We take this, and we hope that we don't backstab our friends.
Roger that.
Oh, that's a dead rifleman. That was low odds right there.
Did you see that? Did you see it?
I did, and I'm very proud of you. That was solid. Losing that rifleman's got to sting. That marauder is going to shut down, I think. No, it's really far up there on the heat, though. Okay, the Frankie moves up, fires on the nidhogg. Our AMS doing work. It doesn't get any hits. The nidhogg lives to fight another round for now. The nidhogg will probably die at some point soon. We're going to step up with the Jaeger here. And the question is, what do we go for? The Marauder? 87% hit odds on that. The Stalker, 72% hit odds on. This is front arc on the Stalker. I feel like the Stalker is both higher threat and lower damage. Or both higher threat and lower armor. And the hit odds are comparable. So I think I'm going to do this. Okay, we only hit one there, but that is internal damage on that Stalker.
Yep.
That's very good. I am going to bring the guillotine down this way to engage their Marauder. So we will go ahead and do so.
Okay, I'm on it.
We missed the binary laser. Oof. That makes me sad. Regardless, the nidhogg is, at this point, going to make its way around here, like so.
I copy.
And we're going to drop bombs on this Corsair and hopefully do some internal damage through splash damage with the Stalker. Our hit odds aren't the best, but that's okay.
Putting one in the back.
That's a lot of AMS. The Banshee moves up. Does not fire.
I'm
Okay.
here.
And actually, the Harasser is going to move in behind the Tiger here.
Affirmative.
And we might get this kill. I'm shocked that they let the Harasser stay alive. But sure, we'll take a trade like that any day of the week. Next up,
Orders?
the Archer? Sure. We're going to move up. Is that rear arc? No. That's obstructed LOS mixed with this here. Okay, I think we probably go for the Stalker here and fish for crits in the exposed structure. Let's do it.
Locking target.
No crits, but we did make it lose its evasive. Okay. Now, ooh, that's a rear arc. The Dragon Slayer, I'm absolutely going to have it sprint up here.
Confirmed.
And I am going to fire the AC-20 into the exposed rear arc of this Banshee. Hit odds aren't great, but we'll take it.
Copy that.
Okay, we missed, but that's fine. It was still worth it. That could have easily killed the Banshee if it had hit. Next up,
Yeah?
the Centurion. Okay, I think we probably still fish for crits on the Stalker with the Centurion. Yeah, they don't have anybody super close together other than here, so this is what we'll do. We'll fish for crits in that Stalker's exposed structure. Okay, more armor shred on both of them. That's nice. Phase 18, that is the Victor moving. Fires on the Nidhogg. The Nidhogg lives.
Losing lots of armor.
Yeah, but you're okay for now.
Yes.
The Jaeger's still stuck, sadly.
Confirmed.
Next up
Holding.
is the Sorcerer. Now, the Sorcerer, I think, absolutely... We could go for these guys over here, or we could continue to fish for crits in the Stalker, and that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, the hit odds are slightly better over here. Actually, I think they're about the same. But that was worth it.
Target's taking a critical.
That's a Stalker knockdown. I like it a lot. Our Jaeger and our Imp are really going to be able to make use of that. This Guillotine is going to close in over here to attack the Marauder 2. And do we fire the bolt-ons here? I think we do.
Roger.
Light him up. Not bad. Not bad at all.
SRMs are out. Watch my heat.
Okay, who's their next mover? The Corsair? Sure. That didn't go as well for him as he was hoping. He hit the guillotine with that thumper. Or I guess that's probably like a mortar based on the amount of damage it did.
Reporting.
It
Major armor
didn't
lost.
really do much, in all honesty. It was the splash damage from the missiles that did more, but those mechs are more than capable of taking that. I think the Imp is, at this point... Because they moved in front of the Stalker there. Which the Stalker hasn't moved yet. I think the Imp is going to go for the Marauder, and the Jaeger is not. Okay. A single a single large laser hitting there. The Gauss did not hit. The Marauder jumps, which will not help its stability. It missed everything there. That's kind of big for us. It probably shuts down from that. Yeah, it absolutely did shut down. The Stalker does manage to get up here. It is overheated. It fires everything on the Nidhogg. It may shoot it down here. Not quite. Okay,
Armor blow through. Internal damage.
interesting. And the Stalker did not, I think, manage to shut down, but that's fine.
I'm receiving you.
So this guillotine is going to actually position here. This is rear arc on the stalker. I actually don't care that much about that. I'm going to position here
Moving out.
for this particular mech. And we are going to fire on the Marauder. We can't fire the ERPPC because of heat, but otherwise, just fish for head hits, honestly.
Roger that. Target confirmed.
Okay, we triggered the AMS. That's good. Next up is going to be, I believe, their Banshee. Okay, so they will probably shoot down the Nidhogg here, unless they miss everything, which they did. They actually missed everything. Great. They did, of course, reposition the Banshee, so our Victor isn't quite in as good of a spot. However, look how closely grouped these are. We're going to move up our Sorcerer here, and we are going to definitely drop indirect arrow 4s on the Grace. And this should do a fair amount. They shot one down, but it was wildly off course anyway. I'm okay with that. We're going to step up with our Jaeger. And we could fire rear arc into the Stalker, or we could go for the Marauder. And I think we're going to go for the Stalker here. The Stalker's rear arc is weak. Nice. And that's an ejection, actually.
Ready for order.
I didn't expect an ejection there. We're going to step up with the Archer. Maybe an Armor Shred on the Marauder. Yeah, I think an Armor Shred on the Marauder here. And fish for head hits.
Targeted for an alpha.
Okay, not bad.
Target's taking a critical hit.
That's a knockdown on the Marauder. I like it. Next up, the Frankie. Sure. Probably going to go for the Nidhogg. Actually going for the Guillotine. And missing everything there, despite our complete and total lack of evasive. I like it. That is just fine. The Harasser is going to move in over here and face the wall. It's probably going to die soon. Very soon, in fact. But we're going to hit the rear arc of the Corsair here. And just heat it up as much as we can. That's not very much. I'm not shocked by that, but even so, that works.
Standing by.
The Nidhogg is going to position over here. This is the, let's see, the left torso that is currently struggling. So we could position it perhaps down this way. The left side would be over here if we did that. What if we positioned it here, but sprinted it? No, I don't like this positioning. But sprinted it like this? I don't like that angle either. I think that the Nidhogg is probably going to be shot down either way. Let's just position here. If we use up another turn, that's a win, and we'll drop bombs into the rear arc of the Banshee here. It is structure exposed, so we might get something good out of this. Not too shabby, actually. If we lose the Nidhogg in trade for that, I'm okay with this. We're going to move up with the Guillotine. This is the binary laser Guillotine. And we are going to light up this Marauder. I do want to take out this torso.
Roger.
That looked like that hit basically all CT.
Got past the armor.
Okay. That was pretty good. Phase 19. Who do they have moving? That's the Victor. These guys are pretty untouched right now. Okay. Gauss rifle to the Guillotine.
Light damage. Holding firm.
The armor can handle that.
What do you need?
Our Centurion is absolutely going to begin dropping fire. Actually, on the Banshee, maybe? That would hit the Grace as well. In theory. And this is rear arc, where he has no armor.
Putting one in the back.
Okay, that was a terrible shot.
Targeting system's janky.
Nope, that was just you sucking.
Got your back.
The Dragon Slayer is going to sprint its way forward here to about here. And then we're going to our Ultra AC-20 is sadly jammed. But we're going to go for the kill on the Marauder. I don't think we quite get it, but we'll see. Yeah, not quite. But that Marauder is stricken, for sure. The Jaeger's useless.
I'm gonna cool off a bit.
Grace moves up. Fires on the Nidhogg. This is what we expected. It actually misses. And so far, the Nidhogg lives. I mean, both of those are complete distractions for them. I don't care if they take down either the Nidhogg or the Harasser, or both. We're going to finish off the Marauder with the Imp.
You betcha.
Kaboom. And now we're half done. Excellent.
Should have run when you had the chance.
Of course, the second half will be much faster than the first half. Banshee moves up. Does not fire there.
Standing by.
Okay. The Jaeger will position up here. And we're going to need to start shooting at these guys. Our hit odds are way better on their Victor, so that is who we will fire at.
Locked on.
Ah, we missed both of them. 60% chance on both. Yikes. Oh well. This is going to be their Frankie. They pulled back there.
Orders?
An interesting choice. We will position our archer. Actually, we'll leave it exactly where it is, I think. We've got 2 turns left. Maybe we have an unobstructed LOS from, like, up here? Yeah, we do. We have 2 turns left of Artemis 4 ammo. So we will fire on this Victor, get some armor shred. And the Corsair also, I believe, did a bit of AMSing. But that's fine.
Standing by.
This guillotine is going to attempt to advance as much as possible down here, which isn't tremendously fast right now. We had to maneuver around some stuff. We were a bit overheated. That's fine. Our Jaeger, get out of here.
Right here. As good a spot as any.
Okay, the Corsair goes for the Nidhogg again and actually misses. Okay, the Nidhogg continues to live through some miracle. The Nidhogg moves now, and we're going to go ahead and position it... That's an awkward spot to put it. But we're going to go ahead and position it right here.
Aye, aye.
Actually, this is a pretty good place to put it now that I think about it. We might be able to kill the Banshee right now.
Got the angle.
And we're in the correct orientation here. Okay, that's just a tremendous amount of damage to the Banshee. But even so, the Victor's really going to tear into it as soon as it arrives. Their Victor moves up, fires on the Nidhogg, gets a hit with the Gauss, but we had our armored side facing it, so no problem. Yes, they're probably going to shoot it down. No, we don't care. We're going to sprint forward with this guillotine and sink heat. Okay, a mech warrior in the Dragon Slayer is going to walk up on the Banshee here. Now, I'm not actually going to go into this rear arc, even though I would love to go into this rear arc, because it would expose our rear arc to their Corsair. Do we actually care about that? We've got a lot of armor in our rear arc. I think we actually don't care about that. We'll take the Hex closer and expose our rear arc. Do it.
Confirmed. To hell with the weapon.
I thought I told him to kick. Nope, we're punching. It's fine.
Yep.
Okay, the Centurion is going to, at this point, start working on this Victor. We need to get some armor shred in there.
Attacking from position.
There we go. Got some armor shred. Perfect.
Waiting for
The
orders.
Harasser... I'm just checking. Yeah. Okay, we're going to position over here. The Harasser probably dies right now, but that's okay. That is completely fine. We're going to heat up this Corsair.
My flamer is empty.
Yep, that was expected.
I'm here.
The Sorcerer is going to continue working on the Victor here. I would like to potentially get unobstructed LOS. Can we? No, we can't. So obstructed LOS is what we got. That's fine. And we'll drop arrow 4s on this guy. Not the best hits, but they'll do.
I hear ya.
Our Imp will step up to here. This should
Right,
be
Commander.
still obstructed LOS, I think. Yeah, it absolutely is. And we're going to go ahead and potshot this. And we missed everything. I'm not shocked.
Ooh, I may need some more time in the simulator.
Yeah, you might. Okay, so who moves next? The Frankie. Goes for the harasser. We're not shocked by this. That is, however, one turn that they weren't attacking our mechs, and one turn that they weren't attacking our nidhogg.
I'm receiving you.
So I'm completely okay with this. This is our final round of Artemis 4 ammo, and I'm going to utilize it on... I don't want to do the Corsair. I really don't want to do the Corsair. I'm going to go on the Victor. Hit odds aren't great, but we'll take this. Don't want to deal with the AMS.
I'm out of LRMs.
Yep, as expected.
Yes, Commander.
The Jaeger will step forward here. I would love it if that was unobstructed LOS. Sadly, it's not. And we'll give this a go.
On it.
Okay. Got a hit there. Not bad. Not bad.
Need.
The Centurion is going to continue working on that Victor. We're just looking for that armor shred. And that's armor shred, all right. Structure exposure and a knockdown. That's what I like to see. Banshee moves over. Goes for a nidhogg. Misses. Fascinating.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, that's fine. Our guillotine will advance over to
Double time.
here.
Let's go.
And we have LOS on this Victor. Barely, but we have it. We will go ahead and look for the kill. That's CT that is exposed. Okay, we missed everything. That's okay. Not tremendously shocking.
Stand
Our
by.
second guillotine is going to also move up here.
Copy that.
And is probably also going to miss everything. Actually, we hit the binary laser, and that was pretty good, actually, given the hit odds.
Scored a critical hit.
Yeah, that was good.
Talk to me.
Okay, our Dragon Slayer is going to finish off this Banshee. There's no way... Hang on. We can't go behind him? We can just walk behind him, I guess, but we can't melee him from the rear, it would appear. Very strange. Okay, we'll just walk behind him then. That's fine.
On my way.
And we will fire on him this way. This will kill him. He never had a chance.
What a waste.
Fantastic. Next up,
Got something you
our
want
Jaeger can't do anything. Next up,
done? Ready for
our
orders.
Sorcerer is going to continue working on this Victor, and this may well be a kill on the Victor. Yep, that's an engine destruction. Fantastic.
Mech destroyed.
So all they've got left is a practically untouched Frankie. Actually, that is an untouched Frankie. And they've got this Corsair over here.
Waiting on you, Commander.
So our Imp is going to start sprinting up the road to try to get a better angle. And our Nidhogg is going to just park behind the Corsair and fire off the last round of bombs. We do expect that the Nidhogg will probably get shot down this round. It's a miracle it's lasted this long. But that is its entire payload, other than the PPC, of course.
No ammo.
The Grace is going to fire on the Nidhogg. It did get the PPC in, and that does shoot down the Nidhogg. That's fine. We expected this. The Vehicle Lance is completely expendable.
What do you need?
Our Jaeger is going to sprint up over this way onto the road, and we're just going to try to advance with our Juggernauts.
Standing by.
Similarly, our Archer is going to sprint up to here. Now, we do actually have an LOS. What are our hit odds with the Deadfires? I think not high enough to make this worthwhile. Okay, the Frankie is now going to move up, presumably, or maybe it moves away. We'll see. Fires on the guillotine. Sure, go for it. Can do that all you want.
Orders.
The Sorcerer's turn. And actually, the Sorcerer is in a perfect position to drop artillery on that Frankie. This guy's not tremendously well armored, so this is going to shred a lot if we get good hits. He does have AMS. Okay. He didn't take out either one, though, so that's great.
I'm here.
The guillotine will position here, which actually gives it rear arc on the Corsair. And I think we take this.
Locked on rear armor.
Nice. The Victor should now be able to finish off the Corsair. Which, the Victor moves now.
I've got your back.
And we're just going to walk in here.
Affirmative.
Not really close enough to melee, but that's fine. And we are going to go ahead and shoot at him.
Aye, aye.
We did, however, miss the autocannon, which is sad.
Punch right through his armor.
We did get his engine crit there, but that's okay. The Corsair is now going to engage the Dragon's Lair, and we don't care about this. That's fine. It can do that all it wants.
Yeah?
The Centurion is going to work on armor shred on the Frankie. Do we get anything? Yes, we do. Nice.
Yes, Commander.
Now, this guillotine is going to step up to here and fire on the Frankie as well. We can't really get away with firing the ERPPC here, so I'm not going to.
Target locked.
And we'll just shred off a little bit of armor there. Not a ton. The J. Edgar is, of course, useless right now. Can't move it.
I hear ya.
The Imp! We could backtrack it. Although we have Side Arc LOS right now. We might backstab the Sorcerer, but that's a risk I'm willing to take.
Tell me what to shoot.
And we did not. It was worth the risk. Fantastic. The Frankie moves now. And he did not fire.
Commander?
Sure. We're going to move up with our Archer. And I think now we go ahead and fire the Deadfires.
Got it, Commander.
And that, of course, is to trigger the AMS. Excellent. It actually didn't even really do all that much to the AMS. We're going to step up with the Guillotine.
Position confirmed.
And we're going to light into this guy with the binary laser. We're not, I think, going to fire the ER small, or... Actually, we are, but we're not going to fire the medium pulse laser clan.
Aye, aye. Engaging target.
Hit with the binary laser. That's always good to see. Excellent.
I'm here.
This guillotine is also going to close in over this way. We're ignoring the Corsair for now. And now we should be able to fire the ERPPC.
Confirmed.
That's a lot of damage.
Reporting critical hit.
Indeed. J. Edgar is useless still. Imagine if we had access to the J. Edgar, though. Okay, the Sorcerer is going to continue hitting the Frankie here.
Locking on target.
That was nice. Considering those hit odds, we'll take that. We will absolutely take that.
Orders.
Our Jaeger is going to move up over here. This does give it LOS on the Frankie. That's great. Get in there.
Gauge.
Nice. We crit the MML7.
Target's taking a critical hit.
And next up,
How can I help?
our Dragon Slayer is of course going to come up and hit the Corsair. I do want to do a physical weapon attack here. And we can't fire the AC-20 because it's jammed, but that's okay. So we're going to get in there with the chainsaw. Technically, we missed the physical attack. Okay.
That's a clean miss.
Indeed it is. That's completely fine, though. The Centurion is going to continue putting artillery on that Frankie.
Acknowledged.
And that's a kill. Actually didn't expect that to be a kill, but sure, we'll take that. So all that is left now is the Corsair, and it fires on the Imp, of all things. Okay. Completely irrelevant.
Waiting on you, Commander.
The Imp is just going to sprint up the road. It can't get anywhere,
Medal.
but it can try.
Waiting for
Excellent.
orders.
The Archer is now going to position right up here, which is almost ideal range for the Deadfires. And we're going to light up this Grace's front arc. Now, this isn't great that it's in the front arc, but the front arc is weak enough.
Solid connection on that one.
Indeed.
Aye, aye.
The Jaeger is going to sprint its way up,
Going full
and
throttle.
this should be a pretty easy shot, actually. Nice hits. That pilot should eject.
Talk to me.
That pilot should absolutely eject right now. We're going to do a physical weapon attack again with our chainsaw.
To hell with the weapons.
Boop. Excellent. A couple of engine crits there. I've seen better, though.
Critical hit, lad.
Actually, I should have checked to see if that physical weapon fires with kicks or not. That is something I should have checked. Oh well, we'll move the guillotine to an unobstructed LOS, and this is going to be a kill, I'm pretty sure. Actually, without firing the ERPPC, it might not be.
Copy that, Commander.
Yeah, it absolutely is, I think. Right?
Scored a critical hit.
He's actually still going. Okay.
Aye, aye.
Well, this guillotine is just going to position back over here,
Copy that.
and we're going to try this again. There we go. Now that's got to be a kill, right? Yeah, there we go. Finally. Now, we're not going to get the greatest salvage out of this, but we also don't need to do all that much for repairs. The repairs are going to be pretty cheap and easy, so that made us a lot of money. It was long, to be sure, and we might get some halfway decent salvage out of it, but that would be reliant on having other things in stock. And honestly, I doubt that we're going to get all that much. I mean, we only were, what, 1 in 5, I think, for our salvage there? They want the Grace and the Legend Killer parts. You know what? They can have them. That's fine. We only have the one priority salvage anyway. That was a broadside. Okay. So what do we want out of this, is the question. And the answer? Honestly, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot. I mean, I guess we could grab a Marauder 2-part. There we go. And that's what we got. We'll get rid of the heatsink. We'll keep the armored cowl. The medium laser we're actually going to keep. And the LRM-10 we'll get rid of. There we go. Now the question is, just how much does it cost to repair? And I don't think it's going to be very much at all. My estimation is that this is going to be something along the lines of 40, maybe 50k to repair. Of course, they did shoot down the nidhogg, maybe like 70k. Regardless, it's not going to be much, I don't think. I could be wrong, though. I could be wrong. I have been, historically, very wrong in those estimates. And we haven't really felt out what repairs cost with these mechs, so it's definitely more expensive. 40k. Sure. Do it, Yang. And with that, it's long past time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that, and next episode, we will work on getting our Marauder up to scratch. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.